Hi, Collective. I've pulled out a spread for the full moon in Taurus and lunar eclipse that's coming up tomorrow on the 19th. So it's good for all 12 zodiac signs. Wanted to look at the energy of what was coming towards everyone in my collective the most. I feel like I got a pretty good message that came out for you. Used oracle cards, the tarot, and took a look at what's going on in your environment as well. This is a really interesting full moon. You know, we're in Scorpio season. We're wrapping up Scorpio season. Lunar eclipses bring about a lot of powerful energy. And I find it's interesting when we have a full moon in Taurus in Scorpio season. Scorpio asks us to dive deep within ourselves and think about, what we desire the most in life, and perhaps what we even hide or deny or we call a shadow side. But Taurus, being ruled by Venus, is focused on the material realm and what matters most to us in life. And I got what appeared to be quite a bit or a message that was quite a bit about maybe money and finances and how you're moving through life. It's a really important time to pay attention to anything of value to you at this time, and also address any unproductivity. If you've been unproductive and feeling stuck, it's really going to raise its head. And I do see that you guys have been feeling kind of stuck. What came out of the Wisdom of the Tao Volume 2 deck, these are advice cards. So the first card that came out is prosperity. You are aligned with the power of the heavens, the strength of the earth, and the harmony of the people. Everything you have dreamed is taking shape right now. Receive the generosity and abundance. Be self-effacing and gracious. All is well. Guanyin Goddess brings you enlightenment and impregnable protection. She fills your vase with your fears and worries and releases them to the ocean. All is well. But then I got, be careful. Beware of unnaturally kind gestures, sweet, intense, and flattering words. Your scenario may not be as transparent as you think it is. Avoid unpleasant energies if possible, especially those who are seemingly threatened or bothered by you. I actually think this might be the problem. I think some of you have been avoiding something, in particular a conversation, because you think it will be unpleasant. Based on the other oracle cards and the tarot, I feel as though many of you are in some ways living your best life. You have been in situations where there's been a lot of abundance and generosity. There's been a lot, I keep seeing harmony of the people. There's been a lot of harmony and all is well, but there's something that you don't really trust, because in the tarot, I have the Two of Swords and also justice for someone in the environment. So there is a decision that needs to be made based on fairness and honesty. I think it surrounds money. And I think that someone's been unnaturally kind to you and been very flattering. They may be doing this just to get what they want. At the bottom of the Wisdom of the Tao Oracle Advice deck is live. If you suspect you're on the wrong road, heading in the wrong direction, stop and turn around. Life must be lived and not simply debated to be meaningful. Being indecisive is not an option at this time. So I think that you guys may be in a situation where you're very comfortable and there's peace and harmony, but you're not really happy. Your life is meant to be lived, and someone may have been manipulative with you. I have manipulation in the Radiant Sun Oracle deck just to get what they want out of you. Because here's what came out of the Radiant Sun Oracle deck, which I really love using. It'll cut right to the chase. I have authority, domination, risk, excitement, manipulation, health, defense, escape, convention. This really stuck out, and fulfillment. Escape convention so that you can live a more fulfilling life. I think that this is what this is really about. I have riches down here and romance. Some of you really feel like you want to escape something that is conventional. And what does conventional really mean? It means it's traditional. It means there's not a lot of risk involved. It means the way something's always been done. It feels familiar and comfortable. There's clearly someone or something around you with authority and domination that thinks they have control. This could be a controlling partner, boss, roommate, family member. There's domination coming from the environment. And this Aries energy, someone really believes that they are in control. Some of you don't want to risk a shakeup. You don't want to risk excitement. But to live an exciting life is something I think that you want, but you also feel as though it is a risk. I thought this row was interesting when it came out. I was like, okay, they want me to work in a pyramid because I got 4 and then I got 3. And I was like, okay, I know what they want me to do. Manipulation, health, and defense. The first message I heard is, and this is, pretty specific for a general reading, but some of you have a person that's using a health issue to manipulate you. This may not be the first time they've done this. They may be defensive with you and say, oh, I can't take this. This is a health issue for me, that you're going to make this worse for me. I'm going to be more sick if you're not here. You may be helping someone that has a health issue. They're actually being manipulative. That doesn't mean that they don't actually have a health issue, but they may be using that as a tool or a crutch to get what they want out of you. Also, I get the sense that you've been in situations where there's been authority that's turned into domination and manipulation that's risking your health, and you need to be defensive. Someone's on the defense at this point. And I think you feel like you want to escape convention so that you can live. I think someone might have been very generous with you financially in order to get control in some way. I kept seeing the 6 of Pentacles moving around in the tarot decks when I was shuffling them, but it didn't come out. But just know that someone in your environment is really getting exactly what they want here. And you need to discuss this with them. Because out of the tarot, we've got the 2 of Swords. You're at an impasse about a very important decision that needs to be made. It may even have to go down in a court of law. And the universe is watching to see who's telling the truth and who's playing duck and weave about the truth. Once justice comes with a decision, it's a decision you can't put off for very much longer. And it has to be a smart decision. So collective, your cards in the recent past, I have the 4 of Cups, the Tower, and the 8 of Cups. Clearly, you've been daydreaming about walking away from something. You're daydreaming about something happening. And whatever this is you're thinking about, it will allow you to possibly explore a dream that you've been emotional about. You'd have to walk away from quite a bit. The 4 of Cups is kind of the emotional reevaluation station where you're thinking, what if the grass is greener on the other side? I have emotional stability where I am. I'm afraid to make a change and work through to the 5, conflict, loss, and change. I feel like it was you were stuck but kind of comfortable, just daydreaming about major change with the scorpionic energy of the Tower. And we're wrapping up Scorpio season with this. You might have come across these feelings a week or so ago. In your present moment, I've got the Knight of Cups, the 3 of Wands, and the 2 of Wands. What creative endeavor is it that you want to explore? The Knight of Cups recaptures beauty and youth. It wears its heart on its sleeve. It sees all the beauty and charm and emotional adventure there is to be had in the world. At times, the Knight of Cups can be a bit unrealistic and daydreamy, but this is what humans do. We're highly creative, emotionally expressive beings. I mean, my goodness, it's charging into life, heightened creativity and emotion. This is about the future. This is not about the past. This is about the future. But apparently you've really got to do something here. It might be difficult. You may have to walk away from something that's very hard. I feel like you've examined the full growth potential. The 3 of Wands for me is what dreams may come. But then you stepped back to the 2. It's like, okay, what are my personal goals here? You may feel as though your wings are a little clipped, more than a little clipped, based on what I see coming in after the full moon energy. Almost like with the 4 of Cups to the Knight of Cups here, you're like, am I being unrealistic? Am I being immature? Am I being too emotional? It's very emotional here for you. I have 3 cups, but I also have wands, trying to pick a path to move forward to something that has a lot of growth potential. You're called to this path. So in the near future, what's about to happen next is the 9 of Swords, Judgment, and the Knight of Pentacles. Stuck. This is a very different kind of knight than the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Pentacles doesn't like to wander too far from the castle. Now, it is a Taurian energy. This earth energy likes routine. It doesn't feel the need to be like the Knight of Wands or the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords will take risks. They'll run from Australia to Canada and back again. They're very passionate and very adventurous. The Knight of Pentacles likes to move a little bit more slowly. It will walk the perimeter of the castle grounds. It wants to stay close to home, and he's looking back over his shoulder. But you're hearing an inner calling. You're at a huge crossroads. This is stressful. I can see that it's stressful. I was like, all right, stuck, anxious, knowing you have to make a major choice about something. I clarified the Knight of Pentacles and quite a few cards came out. I was reading all in the upright, but some of the cards flew into the reverse, so it was intentional. Spirit wanted them to be in reverse, so I let it stand. The 6 of Swords in reverse, 5 of Swords in reverse, 9 of Wands, 2 of Cups, 7 of Swords in reverse. Collective. First of all, you're having a hard time transitioning away from something. A transition may be happening, but it's happening very, very slowly. This is out of the frying pan into the fire. Repeated patterns. You have a chance to move on to calmer waters, but you seem to keep circling the waters here. 5 of Swords in reverse tells me it's probably because you're avoiding conflict. Winner takes all can feel good sometimes, but I don't think you want to do that. Otherwise, you wouldn't be so stressed out. Not wanting to fight. The 9 of Wands to the 2 of Cups. Are you avoiding a conversation that you have to have? The 2 of Cups is an important emotional conversation. I often feel as though it's when we look at ourselves in the mirror and feel in alignment with our earthly self. It's like you don't want to do this. And the 7 of Swords came out and it flipped to the reverse. I'm like, there's the problem right here. You guys, are you feeling guilty about something? Are you feeling guilty about a decision that you want to make? The 7 of Swords can often be where we need to get out of a situation very carefully that we don't feel comfortable with. We may even have to be deceitful to a degree. We may have to lie to get out of something we don't like. And that's usually pretty uncomfortable for a lot of people. Not for everybody, but human beings are pretty good at lying. You may feel like, but when the 7 of Swords comes in reverse, it's like a feeling of caught, a feeling of feeling guilty. But it can also be a time when you really need to just take only what belongs to you and get out of a situation that's not good for you. But you can't. You don't have a good plan here. You don't have a good plan. So I see that there may be some guilt here on your part. Some of you with justice, well, here's the Ace of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, the Magician. You can do this. There'll just be tension and an argument coming. Okay, I see the problem. I see the problem. There's a dream that you can manifest that will cause expansion and change and really get you in touch with your own personal power. But it will definitely mean tension and something explosive, a major change, major change, competition in the environment. But it's something that you can't ignore. I get the sense that with the 7 of Swords in reverse and Justice, I heard something really interesting here. For some of you, you feel like you're not allowed to be happy because of past mistakes that you made, and that you can't pursue dreams, that you're not allowed to pursue dreams, that subconsciously you're driven to allow people to dominate you and manipulate you, constantly putting your health in jeopardy. You very much want to escape convention so you can live a more fulfilling life. But you may be playing out patterns out of a guilt or a fear of conflict, a fear of an important conversation that I think some of you have been avoiding. Also, I suspect that because prosperity and all is well is coming out, I kept hearing pigeonholed. Pigeonholed. Yeah, like some of you may have inadvertently pigeonholed yourself in a career path or a living situation where it's comfy or you're getting a lot of what you need, or the path you're on will bring you to prosperity in the material world. Check your Venus placement. That rules and governs our relationship with the material realm, not just with our relationships with other people. And you may come to a place where you have to make a choice, and it has to be a fair and honest choice. And you need to be careful. Be careful of naturally unkind gestures that have given you all this wealth. Someone may be doing this to you just to keep control over you. And you want to escape this conventionism. Life is meant to be lived. And there is more to life than abundance and prosperity. Of course, that's important to us. Earth signs and Capricorn in particular teaches us that. And there's nothing wrong with loving money and sovereignty and power over ourselves. But I feel like you need to be careful here. You're not living. Here's what's happening in the environment. They did not want me to drop out very many cards. They said if I dropped out too many cards, it would become too specific and that I needed to keep it general. I have Temperance, the Two of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and then I have the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. I see that you have a person in your environment avoiding you and ignoring you. I like Temperance usually, but this is a person that's very absorbed into what they're doing. They have peace, they have calm. The Sagittarius energy of Temperance can sometimes come off as aloof or the cold shoulder. Now, this person may be determining the purpose of what they're about to do next. They do not want to rock their own boat of peace. They are at an impasse. They may be avoiding this conversation with you. This may surround work, what makes you happy, and money. But the first message I hear is the one I'm supposed to deliver first. And what I hear is this is a person that's just kind of ignoring this situation. They're focused on what they're doing. They're not looking at you. They have a blindfold on. I feel an avoidance off of this person and an inability to communicate directly with you. I think you're waiting for the communication, which is why maybe you haven't left yet. But I see you avoiding it as well. This person's deeper motivations are the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. That's Taurus energy for sure, right there. This is abundant luxury, wish fulfillment, having it all. This guy just won the lottery and ate everything at the buffet. This person has a lot. They have a lot of abundance. This is self-sufficiency. It's even bougie. I see an indulgence here from this person. This person may have very high expectations, and any choice that they make is about abundance and wish fulfillment. They may be willing to work hard for it, but it seems like everybody's avoiding an important conversation here. So I feel like what the full moon is bringing in for you guys is a need to not ignore the inner calling, address your relationship with the material world. What is it that you're afraid to move on from? What's been keeping you stagnant? What tower are you afraid to let fall? Clearly, there is some domination, manipulation. There is risk involved. Make sure you're very realistic here. If you're holding off on making a choice until you get everything you want, you may have to address the truth that you won't get everything that you want, and that this might be momentary, and it might be momentary for this person as well. If you suspect you're on the wrong road, heading in the wrong direction, stop and turn around. Life has to be lived, not just debated, to be meaningful. Address what you find to be meaningful here, and be careful at this time. Be careful of the unnaturally kind gestures, because they might have just been to avoid things that are unpleasant and keep you stuck. This full moon energy is about making important choices and getting yourself unstuck so that you can move towards prosperity, because you want to be in the energy of the Knight of Cups. This Knight of Pentacles energy is something you're going to have to work through during the eclipse and the full moon. They're pulling back and they're saying stop. Okay, you guys, so that's the collective message that came out for you. It's good for all 12 zodiac signs. They told me it's happening for a lot of you. So to make this a collective message, I hope it resonates. I hope it helps. I hope the end of Scorpio season is productive for you. I hope that you can work well with the full moon energy. And I'll see you guys in a couple days. I'm always listening to the universe for you. Take care. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.